Hi guys, so this is Mira from CoreandarLions. Um, I have a very tiny haul. It's like 2 decks. But I was on Amazon the other day and I found this deck and I wanted something I wanted something specifically for relationships because I don't really have any relationship decks and I wanted to be able to have something that would pair with my Romance Angels Oracle deck, which I have right here. So I found this deck. It is by Chris Waltier. It is US Games, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and I only pulled the outside off. I haven't even like popped it open. Oh, okay. Oh, we've got the relationship cross. Okay. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen one of these in a very long time. So I'm going to be probably pulling that out and like copying it down. But we've got a really nice, we've got like it's a tuck box. Okay. And then we have like literally an insert. Oh, I like this. 22 major arcana, 56 minor arcana. Okay. So what does the back say? So Chris Waldier was born in West Haverstraw, New York. She earned a Bachelor in Fine Arts degree from the School of Visual Arts in New York City, where she makes her home with her husband, anthropologist Thomas Ross Miller. She also lived in Devon, England, while working on paintings for her first book, Rapunzel. Oh, retold by Amy Ehrlich, and described by, sorry, that's my dog with her ball, by Publishers Weekly as a visual resonant work. She or he has since written and illustrated a number of notable picture books for children and adults. Persephone and the Pomegranate, the Book of Goddesses, which is a Book of Month selection, and did her first tarot deck and book, The Goddess Tarot. Okay. So as with most of their work, the Lover's Path Tarot weaves ancient and mystical imagery into her timeless stories and artistry. Okay, so definitely a girl. The K kind of threw me. I wasn't sure if it was a girl or boy. So she researched and recreated a 16th century manuscript, translating and re-envisioning journal pages, letters, and portraits with sumptuous detail. In addition to books and tarot decks, she is romantic artwork, also graces calendars, journals, magazines, note cards, and museums and galleries. Very cool. I know for sure, I'm just going to go ahead and set the box and stuff aside. I know for sure that the 22 majors are like Guinevere and their relationships, like Merlin and, oh my gosh, I'm just spacing on everybody's name today. Oh, more plastic. You know, you would have thought that I would have been smart enough to grab a knife. All right, fine. Teeth will have to survive. Okay. I will pick up all the tiny little pieces before I let the dog back in here because this is going to be everywhere. And you know, I have a garbage can literally right next to me, but you think I could use it? Nope. I also can't get this open. Dang it. Oh, there we go. Ha, got it. So I know the majors are like she said, 16th century. So I know they are, oh. So like I said, yeah, US Games. And then we have some title cards. So yes, just like, oh, okay. So here we go. Her beautifully intimate paintings depict famous lovers such as Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Caesar, Arthur and Guinevere, Cupid and Psyche. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Whether seeking to improve and expand upon a love relationship or yearning to nurture the relationship of oneself, the Lover's Path Tarot offers a sumptuously romantic and transcendent tool for individual growth and understanding. Its message is that all love relationships mirror our relationship with ourselves. Takes its users on a journey where emotional and spiritual wisdom are gained by daring to love one another. Okay. Oh, and apparently we have been renamed, which I'm okay with. So we're going to actually start with basic book. So, and apparently all the majors have been renamed. So it like 2 is wisdom. It has traditional card, which is the high priestess, lovers, charity, and I can't even begin to pronounce that. Tradition. So the Hierophant, Romeo and Juliet. Okay. So Cleopatra and Caesar, Arthur and Guinevere, Romeo and Juliet. Okay. So this actually, I am already super duper sure these are going to be great together. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So before we even get into that, I'm definitely should have went with the definitely should have went with the red background. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, background changed, backdrop changed, whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and just get back to where I was, which was the majors. So along with the fact that each of them has been renamed, there is on the card itself, it's telling what the pairing is. I have to assume Merlin, Cleopatra. Okay, so it's not for sure who's at the top. So like Tamino and Pamina. Okay, so I'm totally gonna have to do a little bit of research on who is on these cards because I don't know, like obviously this one is the male, this one's the female. That makes sense. Cleopatra, obviously the female, Caesar's on the bottom. So it doesn't, the boys' names are not always going to be listed at the top, which is fine. Just means I get to get creative on understanding. Oh, it seems like, oh, nope, I'm wrong. So it went boy here, girl here, back to boy on the top. Okay. Oh, so Brunhilde and Siegfried. Okay. All right. So I'm already very much enjoying this. But where I was with this was, so the lovers, it's actually listing in here, and then keywords. So like this particular card is temperance. So 14, balance, temperance card. The lovers are Venus and Vulcan. And then we have keywords like harmony, self-control, equilibrium, artistry. And then we have some, Venus was first worshipped as a nature goddess associated with the arrival of spring, only later gaining notoriety for her sensual exploits. Okay, so we have an understanding of why these people were chosen. So let me go ahead and pull up. Desire. Ooh, I like that. Fortitude fortune for the wheel of fortune. So 14. Ooh, transformation, Persephone and Pluto. Okay. But we have Venus and Vulcan for 14. That's just the one I pulled up. So we have like an explanation as to why they were chosen, or it seems more like what their kind of history is. And then we have meanings. So integration and moderation, balance between opposites, union of the conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche. And then we have reverse, which is imbalance, discomfort, inability to find peace within or with others, lack of inspiration. Curious, who is on the... So Paolo and Francesca are in the devil card. Very cool. So I'm going to have to use the book for the majors to understand a little bit as to why they were chosen and a little bit of their history. So it looks like 19 is actually awakening. So that is Cupid and Psyche, which is very cool. I do love that. And I love we do have a little bit of white border, which if I was feeling ambitious, I'd probably eventually cut off to really open up the paintings. But they do very much, they've even got borders like it would be like it was on a museum wall, which is very cool. And then we get into the minors. Oh, we do have, looks like we have some pips, but I'm also seeing some very much Rider-Waite-Smith looking looking minors, which is okay. So we have the Two of Cups. So I'm curious because I know only the majors were told that they were getting majors were only the ones getting the couples. So let me. Oh, here we go. So we have the minor card. We started the cups. So we have the Two of Cups. Just says harmony, partnership, love, and then a basic meaning. So it's not giving us much for any of the minors. Oh, what if that's for all of them? Check that. So sorry guys, if you can. Okay, so the Suit of Cups has the lovers attached to it, Christian and Isolde. Ooh, I apologize if I just butchered that name. So they are represented in the Suit of Cups in this particular deck. The Suit of Staves is Siegfried and Brunhilde. I like that. The Suit of Arrows. So staves should be wands. Arrows, I'm assuming, are swords because which makes sense. Yeah, so yes, our arrows. Oh, that's a beautiful. I love that. Which is Cupid and Psyche, which makes sense because he shoots arrows. I like that. You would think he might be more of a cups, but in the way they represented this, that's, in my opinion, fabulous idea. And then Danae and Zeus are in the coins. Oh, right there. Okay, well, that's beautiful. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip through these. So we start with the majors. We've renamed Innocence, Magic, Merlin and Vivienne. 2 is Wisdom. I like that. That's actually really good. I like the way, I don't mind that she renamed them. Fertility. Okay, and the fact that it's Cleopatra. We've got cats and lions, and I think that's a lion cub. I like that. So we have Arthur and Guinevere. I'm not going to go too far into these, so we're going to go ahead. I do want to poke my nose at the aces, though. So we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. So very much Rider-Waite-Smith, which is okay with me. It's not my favorite, but I can work with it. So the Seven of Cups, 9. Okay, so we've renamed Prince. I guess Prince 10. Okay, that's the 10. Okay, yep. Princess, Prince, Queen, and King. Okay, that's. I know other decks I think have used Princess and Prince. I have Mother, Father, Daughter, Son in my Way Home Tarot. So it shouldn't surprise me that they made them Princess, Prince, Queen, and King. That actually really shouldn't have surprised me. So I have the Ace of Staves. Oh, I love the coloring on these. But yeah, definitely very, very pretty. And the cards are, pretty good size. I can still get my hands the whole way, like I can get my hand the whole way around it, which is good. But yeah, I could easily, if I felt the need to like just trim off this white border, I'd probably just barely cut into the very bottom of the title, and that's okay. Let me get to the very last, and I put it down wrong. Princess, Prince, Queen, King. There we go. Forgot to flip that. And then we get to the arrows. I do love the background of each of these. They seem to have gotten, oh, that's a little bit. So it's literal ribbons of blood. So instead, oh, it's not blood. It's ribbons. Okay. That is very cool. Actually, I'm so curious. Since this is supposed to be the Cupid and supposed to be Cupid and Psyche, what do we have? Oh, okay. Just as fire associated with the preceding suit of stabs burns us to take action in our lives, arrows prick our consciousness into awakening. The suit of arrows associated with Cupid and Psyche represents upon awakening. 19, the 20th of the 22 major arcana cards. The myth of Cupid and Psyche depicts how love grants wisdom. Love transforms us just as Cupid's magical arrows transforms all who are struck by them. Okay, so it does give a understanding as to why each of the lovers were chosen, like the sets of lovers were chosen for each of the 4 suits. So I think this is, oh, so we have a slight change. I like that change. That is awesome. But yeah, very Rider-Waite-Smith. Oh, and there's the ribbon again. That's why I thought it was blood, but it's actual ribbon. So the Prince of Aries is Cupid, and then obviously Psyche is the princess. And then Venus is the queen, and Adonis is the king. I like that. So, as soon as I'm done, like, just flipping through this, and this is going to be such a rambly video, and I'm okay with that. That's why so glad and I don't know if I'll actually get to I'm probably still going to do the other deck, but probably in another video. I'm not super worried. I'd rather do them in separate videos. 7, 8, 9. But yeah, I think this will make a really good, oh, and Zeus. Oh, I love the depiction here. I'm not sure if anybody, I'm sure most people at least know the show Xena, Warrior Princess. He very much, Zeus was, oh my gosh, I don't remember who the actor was, but if you gave him like super long hair and he like grew out his stubble, if you can even call it that, it was very much he was, yeah. But yeah, if you grew it out, this I'm betting is, yeah, that's kind of who he reminds me of is. So I appreciate the fact that when I see this particular card, I can kind of think of one of my favorite shows. So that is that. And like I said, I can get my hand almost the whole way around the entire deck, and we've got a pretty good bend from the seams of it. So yeah, it's pretty good cardstock. It's not, I feel like it's going to hold up. The deck itself was, for me in the US, when I finally purchased it, it had bounced around for pricing, but just under 30. But yeah, this will actually hold up pretty good, I think. But yeah, I can pretty much get almost my whole hand around the entire deck. So, but the next question is, how does it look with this? And this is total. I also got this off of Amazon. As you can see, it's got the gold gilding. This isn't the original. This is obviously like a remake of the deck because it doesn't have, it's very obviously not the original because it doesn't have the extra borders with everything. I just recently learned that there was a remake of this deck, but oh, so we have the 2 of Arrows, we have Innocence, and we have Make the Effort. And I really do like this deck, and these are very fitting. So we have Merlin and Vivian, and the 3, and Engagement, and yes, these are going to go fabulously together. I love this. I usually try to pull this oracle when I do love readings. I don't do a lot of them right now, and I'm okay with that. So I like the fact that it comes with ones that are more for like love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I like the fact that it isn't all about the romanticizing of always needing somebody else. And tarot isn't just for, this deck isn't going to be, this deck, yes, is very much a lovers and, having that pairing, but it's not all about that. Like if we went with this looks very much like kind of negative, kind of like negative card, and then we have kind of a negative look here because she's crying, but also being kind of consoled. And we have this one, which is finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I could really do quite a bit with those three together if that was the case. This kind of feels like a wake-up call that, hey, this is going on, take the consoling. Yes, it says, 7, it's saying desire. Actually curious. And I probably will be scouring this guidebook, really going over, that's 12, not 7. Really going over the decision and it's a small guidebook, but she really packed a lot in here. So, desire for the Chariot. Okay, I'm curious. So we have Tristan and Isolde. Oh my gosh, I'm probably still butchering that. Movement, fate, transition, change. Being pulled by desire of movement into the next phase. Movement into the next phase of life. If you are feeling impatient, don't worry. Transitions will go smoothly as if they are meant to be. Okay. So that, yeah, these really do mesh very well together. That right there is like a complete, I like the fact that if I were to get both of these cards, we're looking at mental aspect because we have the Nine of Arrows. We're looking at the Chariot card, which is all about desire, movement, that you need a lot of, maybe fire, passion, but also a lot of intellect, and you have to really mentally prepare. So yeah, absolutely. These decks are going to be absolutely wonderful together. So strength was left alone. Then we have the 10 of Arrows, and we have like religious factors, which is an interesting one. So, okay, so I've definitely been rambling quite a while, so I'm definitely not getting to the other deck in this video, and that's okay. So we have like contemplation, and I like the fact that he is, it looks like he's drawing a figure over his music. So okay, just because I'm probably not the only one that's interested, like, why is he doing that? So this is Abelard and Eloise, and it is 11. It is contemplation. Is the Justice card. It is, I'm sorry, 9, because I'm like, that's not right. Like, no. So Abelard and Eloise, withdrawal, introspection, retreat. Listening to your heart, retreat into inner life. So Peter was famed as a brilliant theologian, that word, and teacher during the Middle Ages. Quickly became known for mastery of philosophical dialogue and independence of thought. He even went against church policy and took positions sympathetic to pagan traditions. However, it was his love for Eloise that caused the biggest scandal. The story of their forbidden love is set out in Abelard's 1130 book, The History of My Calamites. calamities. Oh my gosh. I can't read tonight. Retreat into inner life. At this time, your needs are not so focused on relationships with others, but on your relationship with yourself. So that even the way this is, oh yeah, this little white book, very, very, very handy. There's a lot of information. She packed a lot in 30, technically 35 pages, and 32 of them roughly. Yeah, what about, well, no, if we take out so from 5 to 32 are the major arcana and then the minor. And there's a lot packed in this. Oh, I'm sorry, not even 32. It would be, because that's tarot spreads. So it actually ends on page 27. So there's a lot packed into this book. I'm pleasantly surprised at how much is in the little white book in this deck, because that's a lot of helpful information. If I want to know more, I know what to start searching for. So she did a ton. She knows what she's talking about. But yeah, like, so let's say we flip these again. So we have fortune, we have the wheel, we have past life relationship, and we have the Prince of Arrows, which is in this deck, it's saying it's called Cupid. So you have known each other before. We have Danae and Zeus. I mean, what little bit I know, which honestly isn't much, the fact that we have the Wheel of Fortune, that I could kind of look at it as like we are, you know, I could really kind of say, hey, the wheel is coming back, you know, past life relationship. You've known each other before. The wheel is still spinning. We're coming back around where we started. You know, maybe this prince is saying, hey, you need to take action. You missed out on this opportunity with this person. You missed out on this opportunity for living your life in the way that you've always wanted. I could even say it might not be a relationship with another person. It could just be, hey, you turned down this opportunity for a reason before, but the fact that it's come back, and that's what we always tell people, it's like opportunity doesn't always, it's not going to leave you. Like there's going to be opportunity that's going to come back to you. It may not be in the same way, but it's going to come back to you. And that's what I would say with this is like, take action on that thing. Do it now because you regret it the last time. That's what I would probably say if this were to come up in a reading. It's like, okay, there's an opportunity either that's come to you, is already being offered, or will be coming to you. Like you just missed out. You are still waiting for it. Like it's coming, or it's here and you're almost out of time. It could be one of those three. But there's definitely like, there's a thing, you need to do it. Like, don't miss out because you're going to regret it. So yeah, do it. But yeah, I'm already like, and that's the thing with this. This does not always have to be like, yes, this is, you know, the lover's path tarot. Yes, I totally understand that. But at the same time, I probably would pull this out more for relationship readings, but it could also be that opportunity might mean that you meet your spouse, you meet someone that changes your outlook on life. It could maybe say, hey, you know, this person's the reason that I decided to not let my life pass me by, or to make that change and move across the country, and that's where I met my, you know, future whatever, my whole world, or you know, something like that. So yeah, I would totally pull this, you know, more for like relationship, but relationship doesn't always mean with another person, because opportunity is also going to be opportunity to set yourself up to live a life that is important to you. And I feel like I'm going on a total tangent right now. So like soulmate, we have Justice with Penelope and Odysseus, and we have the Queen of Arrows. And we have, let's see, she's at a loom. want to say that's the loom. And then we have, I'm guessing, Odysseus here in the back with a bow and arrow. I believe that's what he's pulling. And then she's at the loom, and she's got an arrow. So, you know, I could really, so this is Venus. So yeah, there's a lot that you can pull from these two decks together that would really, really lend. And I'm so looking forward to just going down a rabbit hole and just looking through this and really taking my time with these two decks and really like being able to pull all of this together. So like we have Adonis, we have Orpheus and Eurydice. Want to say is how you pronounce that. Horrible at pronunciations today, obviously. And then we have getting to know each other. Like, so like he's being stopped by her. Like she's stopping him. We have sacrifice. We have, so this is 12. This is sacrifice. Then we have the king of arrows. And then we have getting to know each other. So we have like her stopping him. That in itself could be like a thing. And then we have sacrifice on top of that. Like it's very much like there's so much that you could play on in this. But yeah, I'm probably totally on a tangent right now, and that's okay. So we'll do one more. Ooh, so we have the Ace of Coins, we have chemistry, and then we have Persephone and Pluto, which is transformation. I know a lot of decks like to use the death card, and they mark it as transformation, which I like. So chemistry, transformation, Persephone and Pluto. Like I said, I don't know much. I will be looking into this particular one because I only know a little bit about like the story of Persephone going to Hades and ending up in the underworld and the pomegranate and all of that. So yeah, definitely we'll be doing a lot of that. Then we have the Ace of Coins, which so this is Danae and Zeus. So they're the ones that are attached to the coin suit. The suit of coins are associated with Danae and Zeus, represented by Fortune 10, the 11th of the 22 major arcana. The myth of Danae was considered during the Italian Renaissance to be a metaphor for the courtesan, a woman, much like a geisha, who was able to create her own independent fortune by accepting coin for conversation and affection. Danae's journey as she grows from innocent princess to the wealthy, respected mother of a hero depicts the power of the suit of coins to transform lives. So as it just stated, so depicts the power of the suit of coins to transform lives. Transformation, chemistry, like there is so much that you could draw on stuff like this. So but yeah, if you wanted to be a crazy lunatic, so yeah, if you wanted to be ridiculous and extra like me, I will have both of these decks linked down below. It has this beautiful talk box, and most likely I will be probably leaving the deck in here, and this is probably how it will travel for at least the foreseeable future until I can get my hands on a decent bag for it. I might actually get a bag so that this deck and this deck can be housed together, because this has just been hanging out in a bag with my other oracle. But now that I have a deck to go along with the oracle, it will be getting its own bag together, and then they will be housed together because they will be going together. But yeah, so all right, one more just because I'm having fun. So 14, balance. I love that. So we have Venus and Vulcan, and then we have the Two of Coins. I love the like red, the pinkish red heart, and then we have like the silver, and then we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So I could look at this flirt card and kind of see like the two sides to the coin, and it's like, okay, energy wise, like how much energy are you having? Also balance, two sides to the coin, you know, extend your lighthearted energy to others. And totally, I could probably rant on about these three for quite a while, but you can kind of see how easy it would be to just pull cards. Pull cards like this. So the Nine of Coins. So we have the Nine of Coins, we have the Three of Staves, and is it safe for you to love? I mean, if that was a question, like I would see this nine as kind of like, oh yes, do it. It's like look at this bounty that you have. But then I also see kind of this Three of Staves. It's like, embarking. And it says, open your heart to give and receive receive the highest energy of all. And we've got, we've actually got cupids in this particular one. So we've got one up here, we've got one down here, we've got this man down here who has something like in his chest or on his chest or something. And she's riding, and we've actually, I would not be surprised, as you can see, like her headpiece and her headpiece are very similar. She's different colored hair, but still, like, it's very, very similar. So that could also be an important kind of factor. And like, the fact that they're kind of, they're talking here, but this is kind of like, ooh, do I dare? But then look at the bounty that's kind of surrounding that. And yeah, I could totally, I could totally go on a tangent about this. But if it was the question of, is it safe for you to love? I would kind of, say, yes, it's bountiful. Yes, there's opportunity for bounty, but caution yourself on how you embark. Make sure that you're not leaving your back unprotected. That's really what I would see with this is don't jump too quickly. It's yes, open your heart to give and receive all the high, or to give and receive the highest energy of all. Yes, give and receive love, but also protect yourself while you're at it. Okay, so I think I've probably gone on like forever about this deck, but I think you guys kind of get the gist of how much I am absolutely adoring this deck right now. The fact that it just pairs so magnificently, so beautifully with my Romance Angels Oracle. I will definitely be making a lot of time to working especially with this deck so that I can use it to its full potential. I suppose you can probably, I don't even think you would want to call this like pips with feeling. I think this is very much a, the Ten of Cups, one of my favorite cards in any deck. But yeah, I was also going to do like a deck interview, which I might still do. I don't know if I want to shuffle this deck yet. I'm just like, oh, do I dare shuffle it? Oh, because I can always just, put it back in order later. But, oh, do I dare? I think I'll dare. Okay. So I will be back with you guys as soon as I get this new deck shuffled. Okay, so we're back. I've given this deck a good shuffle, and oh my gosh, is it a hefty bugger. Let me just try to very carefully, like I said, I can get my hands around it, yes, but it's still not quite as bendy. So as you can see, that they do clump a little bit, but that's okay, because like all my decks, once I break them in, they do bend a lot better. So let me just grab my handy dandy notebook, because this is where I keep my interview spreads for, interviews. So it's I use tarot with rubies, just like very short little 4 card deck spread interview spread, because I want to have a good understanding of the deck before I get started. I've actually like dismissed and like rehomed decks because the energies I got out of it, like the deck energies, the strengths, the weaknesses, even the reading types that it wanted to do, like didn't resonate with me. And I was just kind of like, nope, this is not the deck for me. And it left my collection because of that. So I found that this is really an important thing for my practice to start before I do anything else with a deck. Okay, so just let's set that out of the way. So we're going to start with deck energy. Ooh, love, 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 Isis and Osiris. Honestly, the Lovers card is probably the best that you can ask for in a lovers, like in a relationship deck. I love that. I do love that. That is fabulous. Okay, so we have favorite types of readings. The Princess of Cups. Ooh, that is Braguine. Ooh, I hope I pronounced that correctly. So we have the Princess of Cups. So she is our page. She's our page. That's right, because it goes page and then the man is knights, which makes sense because the sun and the other deck that I was talking about earlier, Way Home Tarot. So this is our strength and this is our weakness. So the Nine of Cups. So I know what I would think, but I want to see what, like, I'm curious as to why this particular deck would find the Nine of Cups to be a weakness. And I love, kind of, like I said, this is going to be one of my favorite things to use. Since this is a brand new deck, I do kind of just want to have a peek at the guidebooks. We're going to start with the 9. Joyful sensuality. Now, I'm wondering if I should read this with the reverse, since that is a negative, but I'm going to read both. Joyful sensuality, reunion with a loved one. Some consider this card to be the wish card, meaning a wish will be granted if it appears in a tarot reading. Reversed, complacency, taking a relationship for granted. Overindulgence, inability to receive pleasure, dissatisfaction. Excuse me. So, weakness. So, the 9 of Cups. So, I kind of stuck on like overindulgence, taking a relationship for granted. So its weakness would be something to do with that, maybe. This kind of feels more like a, don't take this deck for granted. Don't just assume. That's kind of what I'm getting with this feeling of exactly that. It's kind of like don't just assume things. Don't wish for something and then don't do anything to make it right. That's kind of what I'm getting with that. So the strength, so the King of Arrows, which is our Adonis, which I love that card. He looks like you would expect him to, and given the fact that she studied all of this, he is, I guess the best word is, he is very much how I would depict Adonis. Like, he is, when I hear that name, this is kind of this, now that I can kind of see it, I'm like, that's the face that I would assume, that I would judge that Adonis had, when he lived, or, as such, that's what he would look like. So I think she did a fantastic job with, putting the faces to all of these names. So we have the King of Arrows, authority, responsibility, detachment. Interesting. So, but this is a strength. So we're looking at calm authority and integrity, perfect understanding, incisive intellect, high values that demand hard work. So that's that makes more sense now, because it's the King of Swords, the King of Arrows. He's all about mentality, whereas this 9 kind of feels like, again, that wish of like, I wish this thing would happen, and not doing the thing. So I think that's where that weakness comes in, is that we're taking for granted. So that makes sense. So then we have the Dex energy and the favorite type of readings. I think these kind of speak for themselves, but I think it's very much, I get kind of this wish feeling here with the way she's holding this cup. It's, we're new. We are opening up. We are offering. We are just starting out. We are doing all of these things. It's something brand new. And then we have the Dex energy overall. It's, I feel like, commitment. It's real, it's true, it's deep, it's something that is lasting. So I very much think that I got a fantastic deck for what I'm going to be doing. And I'm very excited to be able to showcase this deck for anybody that orders from me on Etsy or anything else. But I am thoroughly thrilled with this deck. As you can probably tell by the rambliness that has probably gone on for the last 30 some 40 some minutes. I have no idea how long I've been rambling. But yes, I usually don't do the interview spreads while I'm on here, but I don't care, because this one, after all of that, felt very important that I share with all of you. But thank you so much, guys, for checking this video out. If you made it this far, I really appreciate that. And you are absolutely a trooper for lasting this long. But I hope you guys have a fantastic night, whoever is still watching this. Okay, bye, guys.